Hey, yo, Smalls, turn up
I'ma
on
pull
bruh.
up on you tonight. On you tonight. On you tonight. On you tonight.
Hey guys, so let's talk because the other day, or rather last night, I watched a podcast. Hopefully, I think my Bluetooth is on. Hopefully, you guys can hear me, because the mic is right here. But so I watched a podcast the other night about like it was about rap, right? So it was like two people on a podcast, and they were talking about rap and different, the changes that has gone through the rap community and some of their favorite artists and stuff like that. So like most people would probably, I guess you can't, you really can't judge a book by its cover, but I would think like, well, before recently, people tend to judge you a little differently when you have locks for some reason. It's a thing, but we'll talk about it another day. But like for the most part, I guess if you were to look at me at face value, you probably wouldn't think that I listen to a lot of rap. Well, I don't, not anymore. Not this new rap, girl. Please, I can't. But I think I started listening to rap like when I was like 12, 13 or so, like that. Before that point, I mainly listened to like pop music. I listened to stuff that popped up on the radio and whatever my mom played around the house, that type of stuff. Or like when we were in the car, my mom, she used to always listen to the oldies, like, the 70s and 60s, like the Temptations and Martha and the Vandellas, the Supremes, like Diana Ross, that type of stuff she used to listen to a lot in the car. And I ain't gonna lie, it got really annoying for me. But the funny thing is, of course, I love that music now, because I can listen to it from a different perspective than I could as a kid. As a kid, it's just a whole bunch of, this is whack. You know what I mean? But but when you get older and you actually start to listen to the lyrics of the song and actually kind of vibe with the melodies and stuff, it's like, okay, you know what? I can kind of see where they were going with this music back in the day. You know what I mean? I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I appreciate it now. So the same could be said probably about rap. Some people may say that, well, not about now, but almost in reverse. It's like what I don't appreciate about rap now is the stuff I do appreciate about rap from back in the day. You know what I mean? And my back in the day, y'all. Not like, I wasn't listening to Sugar Hill Gang. Okay, I wasn't the hip hop, that thing. I wasn't listening to that. I wasn't into rap when that was out. Or like even Run DMC, you know what I mean? I didn't listen to Run DMC. That was a little bit before I started listening to rap. So even though those are good artists, don't get me wrong, they're good artists. And, they're pioneers in the game. Like they started it when it was first starting or first really becoming mainstream, So I definitely appreciate them. But I can't say that I have the same appreciation for their music because I didn't listen to it, growing up. Now, let's talk about who I did listen to. So I think when I first started listening to rap, girl, it was just so much out there, like, and it was so many different types, like you had what I would call the teeny bopper rap, which was like, I was definitely into that, like your little Bow Wows, your little Romeos, you know what I mean? Like, even though at the time I didn't realize that most of the time, most of these kids, they're, adults are writing the raps for them and they're just rapping on the song, and you're thinking, I don't know what I thought as a kid, but when you're 12 or 13 and you see another 12 or 13-year-old that's famous, you know what I mean? Like Bow Wow, like, come on, like, it's something about that's alluring or whatever. And, the fact that they're your age and everything, or close to your age. So, of course, I was into the teeny bopper rap, like Bow Wow and stuff. But I definitely branched out. I definitely tried a little bit of everything, girl. A little bit of everything. Like when Ja Rule was out, I was a big fan of Ja Rule. And then 50 Cent came and smashed his whole career. So I was a fan of that. I was a fan of 50 Cent for a minute. I don't really care for 50 Cent anymore, but I used to like him. I used to listen to stuff like that. I used to listen to, what other rappers? Like, Diddy was out at the time. He was making a lot of songs. He had a whole bunch of artists, too. You know how Diddy does. So So, but when Diddy started rapping, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was corny just like everybody else. But he had good beats though. I mean, his songs were a bop as far as the melody goes, but like the lyrics, throw his whole ass in the trash. I did not care for P. Diddy and his lyrics, but his songs were a bop simply because of the producers and the music that he got. So I was okay with that. But then, you know, he teamed up with Mace, and Mace was my baby, y'all. Like, you know how you ever had a crush? Like, I think that was my first like rap crush, if you want to call it that. I don't know, but it could have been Mace, y'all, because I was just like, yo, Mace is just everything. He was everything to me at the time. So I liked Mace, I liked Diddy. Well, Diddy don't fall on that list, never mind, take him off. But you know, then DMX came out, and I liked DMX. He was so raw, like he was so, y'all, like DMX was a whole experience. Like and then at the young age of like 13, girl, at 13, 14, listening to DMX, girl, please. Like, it was a whole experience. And like, you know what? Since we're going to talk about it, let's just talk about that real quick. So, you know, DMX passed earlier in the year. And that was a rough one also for me, because like, I don't know why, but I felt that. Like, I was like, damn, we lost a real one, y'all. Like, some people will pass and you'll be like, okay, whatever. Like, okay, not okay, whatever. It's still sad. Like, you know, for instance, I think the person who passed right before him or right after was like Black Rob. I remember Black Rob. So I didn't really listen to Black Rob like that. The only song that I remember that he dropped that was even a banger was Whoa. You know what I'm saying? That was the only song I really remember from Black Rob was Whoa. But it went hard. Don't get me wrong, it went hard. So because I didn't really listen to him like that, you know what I mean? I didn't have that same feeling that I had that when DMX passed. I was like, you know, because it was something. Because I don't know. It's just I listened to a lot of DMX. Like, you know, I can say, you know, obviously I didn't have access to his albums, because whose mother is buying them DMX albums, okay? Especially with, you know, what the covers used to look like. Girl, that's too hard to explain. So, you know, I used to sneak off to the side, you know, listen to my friends' CDs. Or, you know, I think at the time they were just coming out with like Napster. Y'all remember Napster? LimeWire. So people were downloading music and stuff at that time. So I mean, I was cool and everything. So I think I started getting into, like, first my mom she was a part of a CD club. So she used to always let me pick some CDs every month. So, of course, I would try to pick the ones that didn't have the parental advisory stickers on it. But every once in a while, I would slip a rap artist in there, somebody that she didn't know. You know what I mean? For example, I think I was able to convince her to get me a Jay-Z Blueprint album. I was able to convince her to get me that Ja Rule album. I still have that Ja Rule album to this day. What was it, 316? I still have that album, Rule 316. I think I still have that to this day. So I was able to sneak a couple rap albums in there, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't getting away with no DMX. Get out of here. No, that was not happening. So, but I would listen to his videos and watch them online. And then, of course, every time he came on TV, you know, MTV, BET, whatever, I was on it. I loved just to see him in person, and his performances were just always so raw, so live, you know. So I just, you know, that's another thing too. Like, I think that's what I missed out the most, I feel like, about DMX, is the fact that I'll never get to see him, I'll never get to see him like live in concert or anything. That's the sad, I think that's what broke my heart the most about when he passed. I was like, dang, you know, that means my opportunity to see him live in concert is over. Like, that will never happen now. And I'm just like, dang. And then at the time when I was listening to him, I was too young to go to a DMX concert, you know. So now at this age, I would have appreciated him so much more. But, and I love that verses that he did with Snoop earlier in the year, y'all. Like, I was here for that. Like, I was here. I didn't even care that it was Snoop, to be honest, because I don't listen to Snoop like that. I listen to more. That's not true. I think Snoop had more mainstream hits than DMX. Maybe not more, but it was a good verses. It was a good verses, and I was here for it, you know, especially because DMX was going to be a part of it. I was like, yes, I have to see that. So I enjoyed that verses. I really did. And that was like, again, my closest opportunity to see DMX in person. And even then, he wasn't really rapping the songs for the most part. It was like, you know, he was rapping along with the songs, but you know, you could see that they were just playing it over the speakers for the most part. And of course, the artists would get involved and stuff like that. But like I said, I was here for it. I was here for it. So yeah, DMX was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. So to have him pass, that was very sad. So, okay, who else was I into like that? I don't know. Like, you know, I'm trying to think. Okay, so we got to go past the 90s. We got to go into the 2000s. So as far as the 2000s go, who was I really listening to as far as rap? Again, Jay-Z was kind of big at the time. You know, Nas was big too. But, like, I couldn't really vibe with Nas like that. I probably should have gave him more time, listen to his music more, but I couldn't really vibe with Nas like that. A few things I could, a few of his songs definitely. Oh, One Mic, girl, One Mic blew my scalp off. I was just like, all I need is one mic. Like, that junk was so, I don't know, something about that song, it hit me different. So I do like One Mic by Nas. Like, that, I have to appreciate that song. Something about it, I just do. And let me see, who else I used to listen to? Well, to be honest, let's go back to the podcast. So people they brought up DMX on the podcast. They brought up of course, these new age rappers, but I don't fuck with the new rappers, so forget that. But they brought up one of my other favorites, and this is a 2000s one. That's Kanye West, y'all. Like, y'all remember old Kanye, not like Fruity Loops Kanye that we have now, but like the Kanye from like College Dropout, from that album. Girl, like, when I say I used to listen to a lot of Kanye. I think I started listening to Kanye when I was in, not high school. I don't think he was out in high school. I think I started listening to him when I was like early college years. So like I was like a teenager. I was probably like 17, 16, 18, somewhere around that when I started listening to Kanye West. And I can tell you, Kanye West, something about his lyric, his ability to write lyrics really that were so catchy. You know what I mean? It was a lot of puns. It was a lot of, you know, sometimes you have to hear his songs more than once to really appreciate. Oh, speaking of, let's rewind. We're going to come back to Kanye. Another person that I was really into, especially in college as far as rap, and you feel however you want about it now, but was Lil Wayne. That was another one. Girl, Lil Wayne was on fire. Lil Wayne was on fire back in the day. Like, he was everything. So I used to listen to his mixtape. That's when I first started getting into listening to mixtapes, to be honest with you. Is when I started listening to Lil Wayne. I was like, yes. Like, because he had like literally dropping mixtapes every week. Like, it just seemed like it was just crazy. But, and he was another one with the lyrics, girl. He was another one with the lyrics that just, you would have to listen to his song. That's what brought me into this conversation. You would have to listen to, well, at least for me, I felt like every time I listened to a Lil Wayne song again, I would hear stuff that I didn't hear the first time, you know, or I would hear the lyrics and I would appreciate them a different way than the first time I heard the song, because I would pick up on certain things that maybe I didn't pick up on before and stuff like that. So I thought he was very smart. You know, you know, because I didn't give Lil Wayne a lot of credit when he first came out, like with the Hot Boys and stuff. I just thought he was a little ragamuffin. I ain't have time, but you know, especially the way he looked. But like, once his dreads grew in and he started to kind of come in, I don't appreciate all the tattoos and stuff that he got. I mean, come on. But outside of that, he was a lyricist, y'all. Like, go back and listen to Lil Wayne. Like, he was a lyricist. Like, and I can't say I listen, but he was somebody I definitely listened to a lot as far as when I was in college and when it came to rap. Yes, Lil Wayne was at the top of that list. So, Miss Carter, or what was it, Miss Officer? That song was cute. Misunderstood, I like that one. Three-Peat, it was just a lot. It was just a lot on that mixtape. I forget what mixtape that was. Was it the Carter 3? I don't know, but I listened to that junk a lot. That's all I can tell you. I listened to it a lot. So I definitely liked Lil Wayne back in the day. I don't really care for him too much anymore. I'm not going to lie. But back in the day, or back when I was in college, I used to listen to Lil Wayne a lot. So now let's swing back around to Kanye. So Kanye is another one who I really started to appreciate his lyrics. Like, that's what the first thing that picked me up about Kanye was. He wasn't rapping about the same thing everybody else was rapping about at that time. You know what I'm saying? And then you have conscious people like Talib Kweli. You have Common, people like that. But for some reason, I couldn't get into their stuff either. I don't know. I wasn't elevated. I wasn't at that level. So I just couldn't appreciate people like Common and Talib Kweli. Like, I just couldn't at the time. You know? But there was something I liked about people who write really good lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated that. Like, you have to have more for me. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I like dance music too. So I was down with like the D4Ls, all that bopping around, that dance music, your Soldier Boys. You know what I mean? I don't consider that rap. Like, I consider that more so the dance category. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not rap, it's more so dance. So I was into stuff like that too a lot, especially in high school, especially in college. I was really into like the dance music, like I said, like your Soldier Boys and your D4Ls. Shake that laffy taffy, that laffy taffy. Okay, like, as corny and crappy as some of that stuff was, like, I still to this day, if that junk boom boom bah, you hear that little beat from Shake That Laffy Taffy, I'd be like, you know. Oh, another one, the Saint Lunatics. Girl, get into it. Like, I was into the Saint Lunatics. I loved me some Nelly back in the day. I don't know about him now. I have not heard anything from Nelly recently. I don't know what planet he fell off or went to. But Nelly was the thing too back in the day, girl. Like, what? Country Grammar? Country Grammar. That was another album. I don't know if my mom bought that for me or if I just, at that point, I was old enough to sneak off to the mall and buy whatever the hell I wanted. I don't know. But I had Country Grammar and I played that junk out, okay? It's getting hot in here. Take off all my... I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes off. Okay, don't mind my terrible singing. But, like, Nelly was the thing. Country Grammar. I'm going down, down, baby. Your street in a Range Rover. What? Girl, like, I could barely contain myself. E.I., E.I., E.I. And then also, Ride With Me. You want to go and take a ride with me? Okay? So, Nelly was the thing back in the day. And then, who else? Like I said, Nelly introduced me to the Saint Lunatics. And that's when I discovered Murphy Lee. That was my second rap crush. I ain't gonna lie. No, wait. Mace was the first. I think DMX was the second. And I think Murphy Lee from the Saint Lunatics was the third. Like, that was my third rap crush. It was crazy. So, like, I loved me some Murphy Lee. It was only the simple fact that he was the youngest member of the Saint Lunatics. And so I felt like I had the biggest chance, girl. Don't ask me where my groupie ass was going. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just loved me some Murphy Lee back in the day. And the fact that he was 16 when that group started, or when you know, we first got introduced to him, he was probably rapping before that. But like I said, he was like my favorite Saint Lunatic was definitely Murphy Lee. Y'all ever heard, well, I know y'all heard, y'all remember what the hook gonna be? I don't need no hook on this beat. Oh, all I need is a track in the background, my headphones out, drinks going around, and I'ma rip it. If y'all ain't heard what the hook gonna be, go back and listen to that. That is a bop. Okay? Murphy Lee's What the Hook Gonna Be is a bop. There was another one too that Jazzy Faye was a big producer at that time too. There was another one that he did with Jazzy Faye. It was like not a love song, but it was like, I can't remember it. But yeah, so Murphy Lee was definitely, I loved me some Saint Lunatics and Murphy Lee. Like, I don't know why. I just had a thing for him, girl. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think there was one point where I even had a picture of Murphy Lee in my fucking wallet. Like, or whatever, my little bag. I don't know where I was carrying around. I ain't had no money, so I don't know what I was carrying around in that bag. But I had me a little picture. That was my boo. Like, it was crazy. Like, you would have thought I dated him. Like, it was serious. It was serious, girl. Like, I feel like that's the stage where I kind of was getting out of the Bow Wow thing. Like, I still liked Bow Wow. Don't get me wrong. But he was starting to do stuff like Fresh as I'm Is. First of all, can we talk about that? Okay, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but Fresh as I'm Is, really, Bow Wow? Like, I have so many problems with that song. I mean, it was low key, somewhat a bop, but I had a problem with the fact that you want people to say Fresh as I'm Is. First of all, what type of ebonics are we doing? Like, I mean, it's one thing to do slang, but that was a slang term that didn't even make sense to me. I was like, Bow Wow, Fresh as I'm Is. So now, let me tell you, Outkast got it right. That's another rap group that's lit that I don't know when I started listening to Outkast, but now that I'm talking about, but let me tell you, So Fresh, So Clean, Miss Jackson. So I wasn't into Outkast when they first, like, probably their first two albums, like AT Aliens. I did not listen to that at all. So maybe one day I'll go back and listen to it to see if there's anything I really like on AT Aliens, but I wasn't into Outkast when they first came out. I think is when they dropped, what was the song? I know they had Bombs Over Baghdad, which I didn't really care for. And then they had Rosa Parks, which was all right. It was all right. But again, I didn't bop to that. It wasn't until, what Outkast song was it, that I was like, oh, this is my group. To be honest, I can't really tell you. But I know I liked So Fresh, So Clean. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh. So freshy, so clean. Now that's how you get fresh. Fresh as I'm Is was not it. It was not it. Bow Wow, sorry. But So Fresh, So Clean by Outkast, now that's a bop. So Fresh, So Clean was it. Miss Jackson was it. And then the what was it? When they did that split album, that Love Box, that Love Below Speaker Box album, girl, that was another one. I was like, yes, give me that. Roses, that was cute, you know, really kind of campy song, but I liked it. What else did they have on Speaker Box that was good? I like the way you move. I like the way you move. Ooh, ooh. That was a cute one with Sleepy Brown, featuring Sleepy Brown. What was that? Like, Sleepy Brown had all of 2 features? You didn't ever hear from him again. I don't know. I think he was from that group. I don't remember. Who cares? He was just a feature on the song. He's irrelevant. But I did like The Way You Move. That was a cute one. That video, too, I was a fan of. Whoever that vixen they had in the video, she was stacked, girl. I was like, even I had to cringe a little bit when she turned around. I said, ugh, girl, please don't hurt nobody with that ass. That's too much. But you know, so that was a cute song. But like, yeah, so I was into Outkast for a minute. Who was we just talking about? But yeah, so I listened to, you know, a good selection of rap music. But yeah, I could definitely say some of my favorites would be like, you know, DMX and Kanye West and people like that. Lil Wayne, I just appreciated the lyricism, you know. So nowadays when you have all this mumbo rap, they call it, I'd be like I remember when Future first came out, like I was just sitting here like, this what we doing now? Like, this is what we're listening to now? Okay, bet, whatever, bet. Yeah, so it was weird, but I was like, okay. At the same time, I was here for it, but it was weird. I was just like, okay, maybe this is just a different direction. And they had a couple, but see, here's the thing that really threw me off about that too. They had somebody like Future come out, right? And then like a couple months later, I feel like Designer came out. You know, the Panda guy, Panda, that guy. I was like, is this rap for okay, how do I say this and be politically correct? Is this rap for a mentally challenged person or somebody who's mentally delayed? Because it don't register for somebody like me. I'd be like, what the F is he talking about? Now, granted, some of the beats be real catchy, so you be wanting to bop to the beat, right? But when you hear what they're talking about, you're like, Panda, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? He talking about he got a black and white something, so he called it a panda. I was just like, I don't know, girl. I didn't know what was happening when Designer came out. I was like, is this not the same shit that Future be doing? So it's okay to just copycat and just put your own stamp on it and walk off. Like this is what we doing now. We not even sampling no more. We just gonna take the whole person's style and just do it like that. All right, so and then y'all remember Drake. Drake was out. He was big. He got annoying though. He got annoying because Drake was every damn where. It was like, come on, Drake. You gotta do everything. You gotta be on everybody track. You gotta be on everybody album. Like it wasn't. You wasn't. I mean, the coins wasn't coming in enough for Degrassi. Like you just woke up the next day and you were like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. Like what the? And the fact that most people just skipped on past the fact that this same dude used to be an actor on Degrassi. Now he's a rapper. And I'm not gonna lie, his first couple of songs, they were pretty good. So I was just like, I didn't want to get into it either, but I had to, girl, because like I don't know if it was the beats, the producers, or whoever was mixing his stuff, but it was catchy. It was definitely catchy. I'll give you that. It was a thing. But I definitely got tired of Drake because he was every damn where. I got tired of his ass. But he was okay for a minute. So I think I'm gonna just wrap this up. But yeah, so I definitely don't listen to rap too much nowadays. I can't think of a rapper who came out recently that I listened to. No, I just don't see it for them. No. The most recent rapper I listened to that was like new was DaBaby, and the only reason I listened to DaBaby was because he was on that new Monica track Trenches. Which I thought was cute. For some reason, I don't know why I thought that. I liked that new album when she did the verses with Brandy and she put out the song with Lil Baby. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like I kind of like that. You know what I mean? So I was able to get over Lil Baby's part of the song. That really wasn't my favorite part of the song, but it was all right. You know what I mean? But no, I can't with these new. I just can't. Young Thug, Lil Nas X, who else? These people, I just can't. Like, it's nothing in that music for me. I'm sorry. Like, oh, another good one that I liked when I first heard him was Lupe Fiasco. To this day, though, I would still listen to some Lupe Fiasco. Don't get me wrong. Lupe was cool because I think, because when I was in high school, I did kind of go through a phase of, I wasn't a skater myself, but I would hang out with other kids who were like skater kids, or like you could call them posers or whatever, but they they really walked with their skateboards and they skated. They weren't very good, but to my knowledge they were not very good skaters, but it was a thing. Like we had, you had your goth kids in high school, you had your skaters, you had your jocks, you had your nerds, you know what I mean? And I was kind of part of that nerd group. So I would just hang out with the other nerds, you know what I mean? And some of those nerds happen to be skaters too. So, I started wearing skate sneakers. I remember I bought my first pair of skate sneakers from, I don't even know the name of that company anymore. But they were dope, girl. Like if I could find a picture of those sneakers, I need to show you those with the fat tongue. Y'all remember? Y'all don't know. If y'all not a skater, y'all don't know about the skate shoes. But I thought I was the thing when I bought some skate sneakers. It didn't matter. I never purchased a skateboard. I was never on nobody's skateboard. I was not trying to bust my pretty ass face on no concrete. Are you stupid? So I said, no, bitch. Skating is not for me. I can hang out with some skaters, but no. I like the way they dress. I like some of their style, some of their clothes. But no. You remember Pharrell had the ice cream team? I don't know why that came out of nowhere, because I was talking about skating, and Pharrell had a whole skate team, I think, at one point. I don't even know, but he used to just be all in through his videos with a skateboard. I don't know what he was doing with that, but, Pharrell and the Neptunes, that was a big one, too, but I was never into Pharrell like that. But yeah, so that was it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about, rap and how, it's changed a lot. But I still listen to some of the rap songs that I liked growing up back in high school and college. Those are the rap songs that I like to this day. The newer rap, I don't really listen to. But if there's a new rap artist that is worth listening to, you let me know. Oh, but also, if you haven't seen that show on Netflix, The Rhythm and Flow, you have to watch that. It was basically a little rap competition, and those artists were good, girl. When I say they were good, they were good. And so I'm like, people like that is who I want to see. You know what I'm saying? People that were like London B and D Smoke. Girl, like, I need to follow London B on Instagram. I follow D Smoke on Instagram simply because the minute I get a chance to go to a D Smoke concert, bitch, I'm going. Because he seems like he's right on that alley of the type of rappers that I want to listen to these days. You know, he got the conscious, you know, but he got a little bit of hood because I think he's from Inglewood. And then so he's multifaceted, and the way he put his stuff together, I like it. So y'all gotta go check out Rhythm and Flow. That is a good rap competition on Netflix if you haven't seen it. They're very talented. But yeah, so I'm out. I just want to talk a little bit about how I felt about the rap game, you know. So leave a comment, you know, if you like this video, if you agree with some of the stuff I said, and post down. Let me know some of the artists that you guys listening to now and who you used to listen to. Who was your favorites? Who was your rap crush? Like, who was your first rap crush? Like, let's talk about that. Stuff like that, you know. So like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because, you know, more interesting content will be arriving shortly. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.
Hey, yo, Smalls, turn up,
I'ma pull
bro.
up on you tonight. On you tonight. On you tonight.